I know Hefe wants to talk about the overtime stuff, and before we get into this, I'm going to agree with whatever Hefe has to say, but I'm also going to agree that as of last night, that's the way both teams knew when they flipped that coin. Both teams knew where they were at. They knew it was a 50-50 shot of who's going to, because those are the rules that are in play. The game was decided by the rules that are in play. With that said, I know Hefe's got some things he wants to share, some thoughts he wants to share about it.
Yeah, and I've heard all the arguments. I understand the fact that they could have played defense, let them have 13 seconds and score. I understand all that, but like Brad mentioned earlier, like you see a lot of times in these games when defenses get down in this situation, they're usually gassed, and this is how it normally goes. So I just feel like when the offenses are going like that, then you see which defense is going to step up. If one team scores to start especially in the playoffs, if one team scores to start the overtime, you let the other team get a possession. I just feel like you have to let each team get a possession. I don't understand why that's not a thing. Again, I get that they had their chance in regulation. Josh Allen led 2 game-winning drives and still lost the game. And I get all that. But, I just feel like, again, especially in the playoffs, you have to let both of those teams, both of those quarterbacks get a chance to get the ball again. And at that point, you just see which defense is going to step up and make the play.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to jump in here real quick because I agree with you. And I know we were kind of texting about this earlier, and I've heard a lot of people out talking about different ways of going about overtime. I do think there needs to be a change. I know the Ravens proposed some idea before this season, talked about whoever wins a coin toss picks the yard line that they want to start at. Then the other team gets a pick whether they want to go offense or defense or something crazy like that. I think that's way too complicated, way too much. I think, yes, just let that second team get a possession, because if the first team goes down, scores a touchdown, okay, they just put up 7 on you. Give the other team a chance. They go down, score a touchdown. Now they get to make a decision. Do you want to go for 2 and win the game? Or do you want to take the extra point knowing that after that possession will be sudden death? So at least the second team has a chance to score a touchdown and make a decision and play the game out that way, rather than just whoever gets the ball, if they go down, put up a touchdown, the game's over. I think that's a little too quick, a little too much. I do think that this game in particular will bring about a rule change. I don't know if that will happen this year, but hopefully they just keep it simple. Just give that other team 1 possession, and that will take care of all the issues coming from this game, because who knows what would happen. Josh Allen, I don't know how many drives in a row Josh Allen scored a touchdown this last game, but say he went down there and scored a touchdown too. Like, this game could have just kept going and would have been even better.
145 to 142 and finish at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, I definitely think change needs to be done. And I do think just giving the defense, the team who plays defense first, a possession, no matter what, I think that is the best route to go.
I think the saddest part of the whole thing is that those may be right now the 2 best teams in football, and one of them had to go home. It's the way it works. The way it always works. And it's like the Tuck rule, man. Some of us won't forget it. Buffalo Bills fans will never forget what happened, but in 20 years, nobody will care. They'll only talk about who won the Super Bowl. It's kind of the way that things work. Would it be interesting to have a kickoff and kickers start at the 35-yard line and both teams get a shot at it, and they make it, they move it back 5 yards, and they get a shot at it, and they move it back 5 yards? There's too much to put on a kicker's shoulder.
Yeah. Nobody pays to go see the kicker, though. So those poor guys out there, most important job on the team. Well, arguably, but yeah, that would be a lot of pressure on those guys.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting for the hardcore fans like us to watch, but I think your typical Joe who watches every other Sunday, they don't care about that.
Yeah. Well, It's too bad. It's too bad the Bills went home. They certainly had a Super Bowl caliber team, and if there's one thing's for sure, if there was anybody out there who, at the beginning of the season this year, it's not that I really doubted Josh Allen. I just didn't put him in the upper echelon. There shouldn't be anybody left. Anybody that doubts this kid hasn't been paying attention and really wasn't paying attention yesterday. And then I don't know if you guys saw the clip that Mahomes ran past his teammates wanting to celebrate with him. He ran past 2 or 3 of them to go find Josh Allen before Josh Allen left the field to have words with him. That kind of respect for 2 kids that this isn't going to be the last time they play each other. That's for damn sure. I see dynasties building in both. Obviously, the Chiefs, that's kind of no-brainers already here, but the Bills will be back for sure. Josh Allen's, those 2 are the future of the league, man, for sure.
Yeah, a lot of talk last night about this being the next Brady Manning type rivalry happening in the league, and sure seems that way. And Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert are a couple of guys. Lamar Jackson, a couple of guys that are going to have something to say about that. But the AFC is going to be stacked with quarterback talent for a long time.
Yeah, we may see an AFC run here over the next 10 to 15 years. That's a great point.